Dealing with Drought is brought to you exclusively by Zematic by Lindsay. Tough, durable center pivot irrigation. Visit lindsayadvantage.com.
While a large portion of the eastern half of the U.S. is now drought-free, producers in the west are still struggling to find rain. The national reporter Tyne Morgan wraps up her Dealing with Drought series by giving us the picture today. Good morning, Tyne.
Good morning, Clinton. There are a lot of what-ifs with a possible drought this year, and preparation work is being done just in case a widespread drought grips the U.S. once again. Farmers are rushing to be better prepared for possible drought round 2. Michigan farmer Dick Dobbins Jr. is installing 7 new pivots this year alone.
When we generally design our irrigation systems, because of the cost of the wells, we try to service as many pivots as we can out of one well.
He says each well costs anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. With pivot prices so steep, many farmers have been reluctant to make the investment. But after the record drought and near record farm incomes, attitudes and business decisions have changed. This has been a common sight across the country. Farmers have been working all winter to make room for more pivots. Both Lindsay Corporation and Valmont Industries are reporting strong irrigation equipment sales. In fact, Lindsay's irrigation sales jumped 33% in just the first quarter this fiscal year. With such rapid growth, companies are on pace to hit record irrigation sales this year. New and replacement pivots are popping up in more than just the Western Corn Belt. A Lindsay spokesperson told us they're also seeing growth in non-typical areas like the Eastern Corn Belt and in southern states like Tennessee and Kentucky. Global demand for U.S. corn puts pressure on America's farmers to grow a big crop this year.
We've lost about half our exports because of the drought. We knew the market would have to adjust somewhere and take some demand away, and it turned out that the hardest hit has been exports. We're about half of where we are normally for exports.
He says countries like Brazil and Argentina are gladly filling that void. This could create a tough situation for U.S. exports over the next few years in rebuilding the United States' competitive export advantage.
We need to get enough corn so we can supply those needs, and then we're going to have to go back to those countries and point out to them that we've been a long-term supplier.
Meanwhile, the likelihood of another widespread drought this year is waning. University of Missouri climatologist Tony Lupo says the good news is a La Nina has left the picture. The bad news is his long-term forecast is a tad on the dry side.
Drought is a long-term prospect. You get into it really slow and it takes a while to get back out of it.
All farmers want right now is a normal year.
For the crop we harvest this next fall, if we get more normal yields in 2013, we could be talking about a price of $5 a bushel, even less. That would mean lower cost to ethanol producers, lower cost to livestock producers.
But with the picture of drought still painted mostly red in the western plains, the likelihood of turning things around this year seems grim.
I think it's very much up in the air right now whether this is a rebuilding year or a liquidation year. Really, it's probably not a question of it being a rebuilding year. I think under the best of circumstances, it might be a stabilizing year.
Peel says while a few winter storms left moisture, they desperately need more. So the likelihood of more liquidation is growing, and that's threatening the future of many producers' already smaller herds.
Every year that we push off this beginning of rebuilding is going to be an even deeper hole.
While the drought continues to weigh on the minds of farmers like Dobbins, it's rebuilding and recuperating after such a trying year that proves in farming resilience reigns. And Clinton, in the latest drought forecast that I saw, it showed a slight improvement in Nebraska through June, but it really doesn't look promising in states like Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas.
What about on the West Coast? We know they've struggled to get enough moisture this winter.
Yeah, it looks like in northern parts of California and even southern parts of California, it's not good news there either.
All right, we'll be watching closely. Thanks.